Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday. I honestly didn't think I was going to make it to Friday. I had a crazy week. It was just nuts. I had a dentist appointment this morning. That's why I'm an hour late. So if you hear like any slurring or anything, that's my bite feels off. That's what it is. So let's see who's in here. Katrina, good morning. You were the first in the house. Lisa, good morning. I saw that Lisa's on vacation. Very jealous. So is Pat K. I'm really jealous of her too. Erica, good morning. Amy, she said, I finally got to catch you live. Yes, you did, girlfriend. Uli girl, good morning. There's our friend Superior Dreams. Blue Eyes, how are you feeling, by the way? I know you had some stuff going on. Crime and Justice, how are you, girlfriend? Jules, two Boston moms, you're just like me. We made it through another week. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. You should never take time for granted, but there's some weeks you're like, can I get this week over? Please, please. Just me. Matrix, hello, my friend. There, my girl, Ruby. How you doing, Ruby? There's Kat. Our Kat's in the house. Kat made the thumbnail. And I just absolutely adore it. What I don't adore is what has happened to little Cody. It really makes me mad. It's kind of hard for me to do shows when I'm really mad about the case, but y'all feel me. Crime Time Buzz. Hello, Fruit Loop. Hello. If I miss anybody, I apologize, but I'll get you throughout the show because you leave awesome comments. Julie Leet. Not a Candace sympathizer. Neither am I. We're going to talk about that Monday morning. I've actually been kind of pushing that subject off with, some stuff that Candace said earlier in the week. And I'm just like, not today, Satin. I need a few days to marinate on this one. Hello, Amy. Hello, my friend. Preschool Granny. How are you? Hope everybody had a better week than me. Snow. I heard Snow got snow. Deb had some pictures in Discord of their snowstorm. And it was bad. Very bad. I was not jealous of that at all. The only one that's ever jealous of snow is Holly Beans. So if anybody wants to send snow her way, go ahead. The other Sharon, good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad everybody's here. Kathy Herring, hello. Hello. Angel P, good morning. DT Driver, hello. Big T's mom, hello. Clark is strolling in. Clark is very close to this case and has been doing a lot of research. It'd be a real treat for us if she can grab the link, but she's really busy at work. So the doctor may not be able to take time out of her day. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Laverne. Hope everyone is doing great. Thomas, hey, dude. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Trouble. Now, I do see some new names in here. You guys hit that sub button or do like Mallory Young and become a new YouTube member. Thank you, Mallory. Can't thank you enough. Cat's Eye, hello. So, yeah, this week we've had some really, really good shows. Of course, we had Jennifer Coffindaffer on Monday. I can't thank her enough. That was really eye-opening what she shed on the Summer Wells investigation. It was absolutely great. We had Kat's remarkable research with Michael Vaughn. Yesterday, the show with Oakley Carlson having Jordan Wolf on blew my mind as well. So today's going to be another great show. You know, you've got the replay queen here, and I found lots of clips to replay for all of you. Don't ever doubt me. And guess who else we never doubt? Good old Kevin B. Hello, Kevin.
Good morning, Brooks. Good morning, everybody. I want to say hi to my sister. Hope everybody's has a great day and a great weekend. And how are you, Brooks?
Pretty good. I'm glad I got in and out of the dentist office. I mean, without cause, if you know what I mean.
You had to give them your wallet, though.
It's a surprise they didn't take a pint of blood and everything.
Man, unbelievable what they charge.
It is. I was telling you, my grandfather, now he died in the early 80s. He was a dentist. And I told you, if he knew what dentists are allowed to charge now, he would come back from the dead.
Yeah, it'll probably wake him up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But you got to have teeth, I guess, right?
Well, it's important to some people. Some people don't really cause it any never mind, but it's always kind of been a big deal to me. And you would think that, my grandfather and my great-grandfather and my uncle were all dentists. I never have had a good dental checkup. Now, my my other siblings and everything, my kids, well, except for my oldest one, he has teeth like mine. They're like, oh, great job, great, you're doing so great. And then here's me, and I've got like the silver caps and stuff on my teeth at 5 years old.
Right. Yeah, I remember back when fillings were all silver. Now they're they use like the same color as your teeth and stuff. But
yep, I had to have all those taken out one time. I didn't really have that many. Amy Margolin, don't forget braces. They're so outrageous. They are. And it was weird. I can't believe they actually put this on 2020 when they were showing what the actual cost of the hardware is for braces. And I'm talking, it's pennies.
Yeah, all it is wire. Pretty much.
I mean, it's pennies. But I mean, you have, the dentist education, the insane overhead of the office. So, I mean, yeah, of course, they're not going to be like, hey, this wire cost me 12 cents. So, just give me a quarter. I mean, it's not going to work that way. We know. So I am so glad everybody is here. This case is going to make you really mad. Not going to lie. There's a lot of trigger warnings. Kevin, how was your evening?
My evening was great. You know what I'm doing. I'm doing a bunch of research on the monkey case. And I am coming across some very interesting things. So that's going to be fun to look forward to.
Yep, I think we're going to cover monkey again on Tuesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got some stuff prepared for summer Monday and Tuesday morning.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Got a busy week. I kind of let you guys down this week because I had a crazy week. So it was basically one show a day. And we got 2 today because we have a members live at 1:00. And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Don't forget, if you're not a member, become a member because we have members lives. And that's a little bit different of a live. So I encourage everybody to become a member and subscribe, and that would be great to have more people.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
We like our friends, and we are very, very lucky. So, Kevin, what do you think about this case, and how many of you are familiar with this case of little Cody Bigsby?
This case, well, what you said earlier, this case will piss you off. It really will.
I can't even really pinpoint when he went missing, if you want to know the truth. Kat sent me some stuff this morning that blew my mind. Kat, thank you.
I can't wait to hear that, what she got.
Yep. And you too, my friend. All right. So here's little Cody. There's the billboard missing 4-year-old Cody Bigsby. Look at that beautiful baby. Call 800. Call FBI with any info. Now, as we always discuss in every case, this is credible info. What theories and opinions we have on the show, the FBI is not going to be interested in. I got one lady, and I've known her for years, and I'm telling you, she picks up on every theory she hears on Facebook and YouTube, and she calls every time. And I tell her, just not do that. Just don't do that. He's a beautiful child and should not be missing.
I tell you, the more, and this is my opinion, the more of these cases that we do, it is so hard. You get to a point where it's so hard to even look at these little kids' faces. I mean, I'm getting choked up right now about it, looking at him, but that's terrible.
Ashley said the timeline changed, now say missing since possibly November. That's the gist of what Kat sent me today. Actually, I'm going to read that first before we get to the replay queen and her clips. Hang on. I better put my glasses on. Hang on, guys.
Sparky, the replay queen.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Seen Cody in past 3 months with a question mark. Wow. Here's the new flyer just put out by the Hampton Police Department. Remember, this is in Virginia, guys, not too far from D.C.
Excuse me, but did you say Hampton, Virginia?
Yes.
Wow, I used to live there. My dad was stationed at Luke Air Force Base.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in the 5th grade there. Wow, that's crazy. I know exactly where that is. But anyway, I didn't mean to change the subject there.
That's okay. We got another tidbit on your history, Kevin.
Yes, you did.
All right. The doxing profile just got, the file got fatter.
Yeah, no shit, right?
They are not asking. Lord. I know.
Thanks, Brooks. Well.
They are now asking if anyone has seen Cody Bigsby in the past 3 months and to come forward if so.
Wow.
Previously, they had only asked for information dating back to Christmas time. All right, the original report I read said that he went missing January 21st. This is what happens in these cases when people are not told the truth, okay? Which always happens. That's not a new one. They are also still soliciting any surveillance from nearby the Bigsby home, and they work to find out what happened to the 4-year-old Hampton, Virginia boy. Also new today, all 3 Hampton Circuit Court judges have recused themselves from the Corey Bigsby case. Blows my mind, and what the detective did blows my mind too. We will get to that, I promise. Bear with me. It's a lot to absorb in one show. I'm telling you. Also new today, I already put that in there. The Supreme Court of Virginia will now likely assign an alternate sitting judge to the case. Good call. Bigsby, Cody's father, is supposed to have a second bond hearing next Friday, the 25th, on unrelated child neglect charges. A judge previously denied him bond, but Bigsby's attorney appealed that ruling and obviously won. We got some technicalities going on here, and they're scaring me to death. It is not clear what this recusal means for the bond hearing next week. Well, before I jump to that, let's start from the beginning. I apologize, Terry. You're right. Thank you. I misspoke. Reported missing January 31st, not the 21st. Right. Thank you for saying that. I didn't mean to misspeak. So anyway, Hampton, Virginia. We don't know exactly when he went missing because now they're saying they want surveillance for, back to November. So November, yeah, about 3 months.
Wow, that's not good news. That's a long time.
Yeah. And hey, we have cases that it's been 2 years since a child's been seen, 1 year since a child's been seen. 3 months is too long. Hey, 3 hours is too long.
Exactly. Man.
When the the date that they went missing is off. It is always, it's always bad news, period. But that is always bad news.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. That's terrible news.
Amber's exactly right. COVID allowed a lot of cover up for these missing kids, in my opinion. Yep, and I'm so tired of it. I am. All right, I'm going to roll it. Ready?
Let's rock and roll.
Welcome back. Today we are getting...
Look at little Cody.
Man.
new details about the search efforts for Cody Bigsby.
A News 3 reporter, Penny Commit, details the timeline of Cody's disappearance.
We're going on day 5 in the search to find little Cody Bigsby, a milestone. And Hampton police say that they're still hoping to find Cody alive. But with each passing day, that becomes more and more difficult. So let me bring you up to speed on how we got here. The story starts back in December of last year, on the 13th. Court documents show Corey Bigsby admitted to leaving his 4 children, all under the age of 5, home alone for hours. Those documents also show he did the same thing on January 25th. Then this past Monday, January 31st, is when he reported Cody missing at 9 in the morning.
Okay, so who was calling all this in? Because I don't think he called CPS and turned himself in. This had to have been a neighbor or something saying those kids are home alone. He didn't call and say, hey, I just thought I'd let you know I've been leaving my kids home alone. So people already had eyes on this situation. All right, so 9 a.m. January 31st, Corey Bigsby reports 4-year-old Cody Bigsby missing. We know now from the article Kat sent, it may not have been that day.
Corey said his son had been missing since 2 a.m. But on Tuesday,
2 a.m. to 9 a.m. No.
And police say the dad's timeline didn't add up. Tuesday night is also when crews began searching the Hampton steam plant, which was later determined inconclusive. Police also deployed an FBI helicopter and drones and asked for the public's help. But on Wednesday, they asked for the public's help in a different way. In a press conference, police declared Cody's dad the main person of interest in their investigation, asking the community for any info on where he shops.
Well, he didn't have a timeline. 2 a.m. and he calls at 9 a.m. Well, what was he doing from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m.? Anytime in these cases that the parent, the friend, the babysitter, the uncle, whoever cannot put a reasonable timeline together, there's something extremely, extremely wrong.
Eats and who he's friends with. A grim reality started sinking in on Wednesday when dive teams and cadaver dogs were sent out, but they returned with nothing. And intensity really started ramping up on Thursday. We saw the most traffic at the command center than we'd seen all week, with police handing out a new flyer that now includes Cody's dad on it and extends the timeline for information all the way back to Christmas. Then, just past noon, forensic units started taking evidence out of Cody's home, and by 7 p.m., we learned Corey Bigsby had been arrested and charged with 7 counts of felony child neglect. And that brings us into today, Friday. Corey Bigsby has been arraigned on...
Now, today's the 18th. This is from February 4th. I just want to clear that up.
On those charges, with Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot saying he finds it hard to believe Cody wandered off in the middle of the night on his own.
I'm so glad that this chief of police already put that out there.
Right.
So we're not going to start that BS. He must have just ran away. He must have just wandered off in the middle of the night. What are the temperatures in Hampton, Virginia, overnight at the end of January? Come on.
Little kids just don't wander off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Come on. No, absolutely not.
And News 3 has comprehensive coverage on this case, from the first alert that went out to the very latest on the search efforts going on right now, including a very compelling interview with Cody's aunt. You'll find it right now on WTKR.com.
Okay, and like Clark said, he was wearing flip-flops. Clark, what is the temperature at the end of January in that area. I can look it up real quick, but I got my phone on watching chat. So just roundabout. I mean, I'm assuming in flip-flops when it's, it's dark out, he's not just going to he's 4. Get up and just walk out the door. And the dad, realizes at 2 a.m. he's gone. Well, then how long that's when he realized. So how long had he really been gone? I'm just going off of what the dad said. Okay. I'm not saying I believe him. That's just what I'm looking at.
That's a great point. Little kids aren't going to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever, and wander out in the dark. That is absolutely ludicrous, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, just saying that, okay? Just saying that raises a red flag. No one's going to believe that. No one's going to believe that.
Absolutely not.
All right, hang on. For some reason, I can't get something to load. Bear with me. Like I said, it's been a bad week, and it looks like Friday's not going to be any better. Teresa said in the 20s. Okay, Teresa said in the 20s. So in flip-flops, 2 a.m, Cody wanders off. I don't think so. I don't care if you got Barney Fife on the phone. I don't care if it was a brand new officer that just runs traffic, which, yes, is very important. They're not going to believe this. No way, no how. So now we get to the dad's charges. Hang on. This goes a little more in depth. They are not related to Cody's disappearance. Let me see. The low was 18 degrees. Okay, nah. No. So already they know something's up. They already know something's up. And with good cause. Momo said, Sonia, that was my question. What was the question? I missed it. I'm sorry. Sonia, we're going to get to Mama in a little bit. Because everybody's wondering where Mama is. Because Corey had all the children with him. Okay? He had all the children with him. Okay, Crime and Justice also said a snowstorm is on the way. Not saying that Cody checks the weather, but Cody knows when it's cold, and Cody didn't put on his flip-flops.
Yeah, and take a stroll in the neighborhood when it's below 20 degrees. Yeah, this is...
No way. So let's see what this says.
Seconds away, we're told Hampton police are set to update us on the missing 4-year-old Cody Bigsby.
Yeah, Cody's dad reported him missing Monday morning in the early hours, but yesterday, police told us they don't believe the father's timeline is reliable. So just to give you some more specifics here.
I'm telling you, anytime they say a timeline isn't reliable, we've got a big problem. When they say it is, move along. But when they're like, no, the time's not adding up, because even if you're late for work every day, everyone has a concept of time, okay? We really do. And when they're like, the timeline isn't reliable, we got a big, big problem. That's why in the Michael Vaughn case, people are still wanting to throw shade at the parents. And I'm like, look, the timeline adds up. So you got to start looking somewhere else.
Here, Cody's dad reported that Cody was last seen at 2 a.m. Monday and reported missing at 9 a.m. Well, police later have widened that time frame for Cody's disappearance, now beginning noon Sunday, extending to when he was reported missing, which was 9 a.m. Monday.
Now I'm more confused. Noon Sunday instead of 2 a.m. Monday. So you're the dad and you see him at 2 a.m. And then did you see him walk out the door? I would love to know the specifics he gave to these detectives. I would love to know.
And you got to remember one important critical thing. The truth is the truth. It doesn't change, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see all these cockamamie stories, that where the time changes and this. Well, let me tell you something. The truth is only one thing. It doesn't waver. It doesn't change. The truth is the truth, and this man is lying through his teeth. in my opinion.
Of course he is. Oh yeah, he's lying. He's definitely lying.
Yeah.
All right, the two gentlemen you see right here are the public information officers for the Hampton Police Department. They're giving us our first update that we received in almost 24 hours. And again, many questions remain unanswered at this point. We also hope to learn in the coming minutes about what took place last night in the search at the Hampton steam plant. We saw several investigators out there. Let's listen in.
Sergeant Williams with the Hampton Police Division's Public Information Office. I'm here to provide you an update on the status of the Cody Bigsby investigation. I'm going to start off today by discussing our current and ongoing search efforts. Today, our search is expanding. We're going to be checking new areas of the grid that have not yet previously been searched. We're going to continue today using volunteers. We're going to be working with our partners at the Virginia Department of Emergency Management. And you're going to continue to see a wide variety of resources being used out here, to include canines and UAVs. Last night, we did have a team at the Hampton NASA steam plant. Today, we are no longer there. Our mission there is complete, and our efforts have concluded at that location. Moving on to the status of the investigation, I'm going to provide some clarification on the person of interest in this case. The person of interest in this case is Cody's father. His name is Corey Bigsby. He is a 43-year-old Hampton man. At the conclusion of this press conference, his photo is going to be available for you on our Twitter platform for your reference. Corey is still with us at police headquarters. He is there voluntarily, and he is choosing to answer our questions. Here's what we need from the public. We're still seeking information on Cody's.
Okay, let me clarify something. He's choosing to answer their questions. He phrased that a certain way. The way he phrased it is, it's his choice. He's choosing to answer our questions. That doesn't mean he's telling them the truth, or we would have Cody.
Last known whereabouts. We're also seeking information on his father's whereabouts. Any information that you have could potentially be of value. We're seeking information specifically regarding where he goes, where he shops, who he's with, and what he does. We're also asking for residents of the Old Buckrow neighborhood and surrounding areas to check their own property. Residents are much more familiar with their own property. They would be more likely to spot something that's out of place or suspicious. And in that case, if you find something that you believe to be suspicious, contact police and we'll send someone out to you. That's all the information and updates I have for you this morning. I have time for just a few questions.
Sergeant, are you ruling out the child's mother as a person of interest?
We're not ruling anything out specifically at this time. Our focus is going to be directed towards the father for the current investigation.
Are you guys going to be looking at the landfill anytime soon?
I don't anticipate that, but if that changes, I will certainly update you.
Has the father or the mother, anyone been charged with anything at this time?
No formal charges have been issued at the current time.
How long has he been at police headquarters?
He has been at police headquarters since the day he reported Cody missing.
Whoa.
Has this become a recovery effort at any point, or is it still a search and rescue? Have you switched track to all?
There's been no shift in the title of the investigation.
Does Hampton Police Sergeant have any record of domestic calls at that address?
I don't have that information with me right now.
And you mentioned other children were in the house. Where are those children at this point?
I can tell you that the children are safe.
Do they have any information to share what happened Sunday?
I'm not able to discuss the specifics of that element of the investigation.
Are you able to discuss at all the conditions at the home when you guys were there?
I wouldn't be able to discuss that either.
The dogs you're using, are they search and rescue dogs, cadaver dogs?
A combination of both.
Thank you.
Are you still searching?
Okay, so if they're using cadaver and search and rescue dogs, which are two entirely different type of training of dogs, They have it in the back of their mind. They definitely do.
Any waterways that fall within the grid are certainly being considered in the search.
Sergeant, can you talk again about the amount of cooperation you're getting from Fort Bigsby and the types of questions you're asking?
I would not be able to go into that element.
How about his level of cooperation?
He is choosing to be there voluntarily and is answering the questions that we're asking. Peter?
How wide is the grid expanded to?
It's about a mile radius at the current time.
A mile radius from the house?
From the apartment complex.
Okay.
Okay, so as of this morning, what I checked, that hasn't changed. They think something has happened around the apartment complex. Clark, have you seen anything different? Because I know you're heavily following this case.
I know one thing.
Circular mile.
He got arrested with the quickness.
Yes.
They didn't. Yeah, this law enforcement, yeah, they're not going to tell you everything, but he sure got arrested fast. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They know something.
Well, I think they knew the morning they got there.
Right.
Because what he said did not make sense.
No. He could have thought up a better story than that.
Uh-oh, we got a treat. Dr. Clark said she's going to come up. She said,
Ooh.
drop a link.
Drop a bomb.
Come on.
Wow.
It's approximately a mile radius.
And how is that different from what it was like yesterday?
The grid itself hasn't changed. We're just expanding the areas within the grid that we're searching. We're searching new elements that we were not previously searching before.
Have you received any leads in the last 24 hours that you consider promising?
That's not something I would be able to discuss. Folks, that's all the questions that I have time for today. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So he's been
All right, we just heard from a spokesperson, public information officer there with Hampton Police, saying that the search has expanded to new areas of the grid, and also, of course, volunteers, VDEM, other resources on the ground right now helping with that search. We have just learned that the Hampton NASA steam plant is no longer a part of that search grid. They have searched it and they have ruled that out. Big point here. A clarification on the person of interest. That person of interest has been clarified as 43-year-old Corey Bigsby, Cody's father. We have learned he has been voluntarily at police headquarters since reporting Cody missing 9 a.m. yesterday. And of course, we'll get more information about that as this investigation unfolds. But we do know that no formal charges.
Okay, so formal charges have been filed. It is 7 counts of child neglect. Okay, so there's no. I don't want to put old news up there and confuse us, because he is in jail for 7 counts of child neglect. Other things have unfolded. His sister has come forward. I know a lot of people have, when they saw the live go up, they said, you've got to look at his aunt. I'm going to play the clip in a little bit. I don't think his aunt has anything to do with it, but her behavior is really strange. But you know whose behavior is never strange? Our friend Clark. Hello, Clark.
Good morning, Clark. Oh, no.
I think she's trying to get connected. Hello, Clark. All right, so people are asking about the mom. Okay, I'm going to go out of order here. I guess Clark couldn't get connected. I don't know why Corey had all the children and the mother didn't. Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea. But yes, he has been arrested. Something else unfolded after his arrest. Because like I said, this show, there's a lot to absorb. So let's talk about the mom. It gets crazier all the time. And then we'll get on to the aunt. Then we're going to talk about the judge recusing himself and what the detective did. Who is on a paid leave of absence for what he did? Hey, honey buns.
Hey, sorry.
Good morning.
Hello. Hey, Kevin, I just wanted to quick tell you, I think you were thinking of Langley Air Force Base.
Langley, that's it. Because Luke
Yeah.
was in Arizona. You are
Yep.
correct, my friend. They
Yep.
both start with L.
They do. They do.
Yeah, it was Langley. And Langley is where, you know, the pier that you go across to get into Langley? Is that pier
Um,
still there?
I don't know.
Because we used to go crabbing off of that pier, me and my sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It is Langley. It's not Luke. I
Yeah.
moved around so much, I'm forgetting where I lived.
It's about,
But
I'm
thank you for
about
that
40
clarification.
minutes. Yeah, no problem. I'm about 40 minutes. So,
Okay.
so right now what's happening is they're not really looking for him they're not looking, they're just focusing on actually getting him on the charge, on the baby being missing, and there's also sidebar, he was not there voluntarily, and the detective on the case was removed. The lead detective was removed because he was he was denied a lawyer twice. Apparently, it's all really suspect because he's got like DV charges with the mom who lives in DC, but she's also sitting with him in the courtroom on his arraignment. So it's all really suspect.
Well, let me ask you this. I know that you're not a lawyer.
No.
What are the odds of him getting out on a technicality since he was denied a lawyer?
Big
Because we all
time. I
know
mean,
that is your constitutional right.
yeah. In my opinion, big time, because it's all, and then did you see that article that I sent you where it was like even the judge is recusing himself?
And I can't figure out why.
Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it has something to, the only thing I can think of is it has something to do with a search warrant.
How much can we screw up here?
That's just my opinion. So just because
No,
like, what other reason would it be?
because
I don't
it's
know.
awful because, and I'll play the clip later where they talk about the legal implications. Excuse me, I'm still numb and everything from what the detective did. And can he walk on a technicality? I don't know, because I mean, he hasn't been charged with anything in relation to Corey being missing. Can
Right.
he walk on what he is charged with? That, yeah, I think he can.
I think so too.
And then they're going to
So
have to get it tightened down on what happened to Corey. I mean, to Cody. I apologize. And like Kevin
right.
said this morning, they better be watching him 24/7, because when he walks on these 7 charges for being denied an attorney, he's going to leave.
Well,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was already they already said something about him going AWOL in the military because he's retired military.
Oh, well,
So
then he knows where to go, right?
that's why originally he was denied getting out because of the AWOL claim. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Now,
they definitely
this
don't
is like
think.
right by you. So what do I mean, it's on your local news all the time. What do you know
Mhm.
about like the volunteers and the local search efforts?
Yeah, so I tried to sign up to start looking for him when it first happened, but there's only 40 openings for just citizens, and that closed really quickly. Like all the neighbors, I mean, this is, it's an apartment complex type deal, so it's not, everyone's close. And I don't know, I mean, I doubt that there's like cameras within the apartment complex, but I would say like Ring doorbells or something like that they would have. They found a jacket, but they haven't said whether it's his or not. Because I don't know. From what I saw, the article I was looking at was like the parents couldn't determine. But I mean, come on, who can't tell if that's their child's jacket?
Well, I just put it on the screen. Okay. Kevin found this
Okay.
morning. And we did find an article that Ellie is saying this is his jacket.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, anything can change and they can say later, well, it might not be his jacket, but this article, I mean, and it had the name of the officer. So, I mean, maybe the dogs compared the other scent with this jacket and finally said, yes, that's his jacket. And it's like right behind the apartment complex. And it looks to me like it'd been there a while, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Do
I
you
see
see it?
someone.
Is it clear?
I don't know if I can. Oh. What is that? Oh my God. Like that black jacket?
Yeah, it looks kind of
Is
like
that
a
what it is?
bluish gray color to me.
Yeah, it's a blue jacket, but
Yeah,
it's been
and
there a while.
we did have some really warm weather, like right around, because I wear flip-flops all the time. It's just
I do too.
so we did have some really warm weather, but tell me why this baby had shoes on at 2 a.m. And then they're also saying, like, the suspicion is that the day that he admitted that he had left the kids home. Two twin babies at 2 years old. He leaves these kids alone to go pick up a car or something like that, and then he did it again to go run errands. So they're, my opinion, something happened before, and that's when he did something. So that's why they're like, do you know where he shops? Do you know where, because they're trying to figure out where he went on that day. Because it could have been a dumping situation.
Yeah. I have a question. Is Cody the oldest sibling?
No, he had like
Okay.
8 kids, if I'm not I don't know. Somebody in chat. There's someone in chat that knows a lot too. I'm like, that I may have mistaken about the mom. Hang on, let me find it.
Well, I'm going to put the mom's statement
Shiva Sees says the woman in court is the mother of the 4 adult children, and she's not Cody's mom. So maybe because the aunt, his sister, has been really outspoken and is like, where's his mother? Why isn't she here from DC? She's also military, so who knows if she's, even not, if she's not out like on I don't know. This is a military town and I don't know the terminology. But you know what I mean? She's out to sea.
Amber said 5, 4, 2, and 2.
Okay, but that's his youngest kids that were with him. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah, and the mom's in DC because she is military as well, deployed. Thank you, just me. Yeah, so it's crazy. They definitely do think that he is responsible, and that's the way they're going with it. And it's really sad because the only people, that all the searches have toned down. So it's upsetting, but
that's always an upsetting thing when they're searching for a child and they stop the search.
Yeah.
And, people get up in arms and they get so mad and they're like, I can't believe they're not looking. They know something that they know that they don't need to look anymore.
Right. I mean, they're not going to do it just for nothing. The reason why the Hampton steam plant was such a big deal is because there was a little boy not long ago that same type deal, and his mother put him there, little Noah. God.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
And I'm glad they did go and search that because there are a lot of copycats. I worry about that in another case. Like, what page were you, what were you Googling?
Right. Exactly.
They take a page out of another book. It's not uncommon. So that was really smart of them to do. Rule that out right then, especially being right in that area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I know it's crazy, but yeah. So I guess they did say something. I guess maybe. See, I thought that he had a girlfriend, and maybe that would have been who was in court with him. But I guess that was the older kid's mom.
What strange dynamics. Okay, I understand mom's deployed. She's in DC.
I don't know
He's
if she's deployed, but she's in DC. I don't think they're
he's in
together.
DC.
Mhm.
He's former military that went AWOL, but he's that tight with the older children's mom that she would support him in court. I mean, like I said, what he's charged for is, basically child neglect, which is bad. I'm not going to say that that's not a big deal. That's bad.
Mhm.
He could easily walk on that because of this overzealous idiot of a detective. I'm sorry, but he can.
Right.
Some
Oh,
are
I
saying
know.
no, but
It's
I think it'd be very
crazy.
easy.
Yep.
Real quick, Crime Time. Thank you, Crime Time Buzz, for becoming a new member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I had a thing here with Fruit Loop, and I agree. The look on the police chief's face was so telling. Yep. And the police chief was calling out the detective. We're going to see that clip in a minute. So I'm going to play this real quick about the mom. And this is her statement.
This is the bio mom?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jessica said, Mom is not deployed. Mom and husband broke up over infidelity and left to DC. Well, I don't know why she wouldn't take her children. I don't know. I don't think she has nothing to do with Cody's disappearance, but I don't get that. But okay.
So tonight, frustration is mounting in the search for 4-year-old Cody Bigsby.
Police are saying just a little bit, but the boy's mother has something to say. As we've told you, the focus of the search itself has changed over the last several days. What people in the neighborhood want is more information from police. 10 News Times' Brett Hall has more on that, as well as the statement from Cody.
And that's in every single case. The public wants more information. And I get it. I get it. I get it. They just can't do it. They just can't do it.
Mother, Brett?
Tom and Anita, frustration seemingly present for all involved at this point. But tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from Cody Bigsby's mother. Now, we are not naming her right now, as she is not accused of doing anything wrong. And according to Hampton's police chief, she is not a person of interest in Cody's disappearance. But she wants the community to hear something from her. Tonight, the question for the last 11 days remains the same. Where is Cody Bigsby? Searches by police and community members continue in Hampton as the 4-year-old's picture is shared far and wide. The goal? Just bring Cody home. Cody's mother telling 10 on Your Side in her first statement since her son's disappearance. She appreciates all everyone is doing. She says in part, "It truly warms my heart. I am praying for the safe return of my baby boy, Cody. I hope the public and the community understand and respect my position during this tragic time."
Now, from what I understand, she hasn't been there. She hasn't been part of the search or thanking the community.
No, and his sister was very outspoken about that, asking where she has been.
Yeah, we're going to get to Sissy in a minute. We're going to get to Sissy in a minute. She's a little more protective of brother than Cody, and I'm just not digging her for some reason. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. But I love the community involvement. I mean, here's one picture I grabbed. Fences are being decorated. Balloons with his face on it. Teddy bears, flowers, flyers. A billboard right here went up very fast. And I love seeing that. I don't love seeing a child missing. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm talking about. But when the community comes together like this, then when they've been out walking the terrain in the cold, everything looking, and a mother comes out and releases this statement. It truly warms my heart. I'm praying for the safe return of my baby boy, Cody. I hope the public and the community understand and respect my position during this tragic time. Well, it is what it is, I guess. That's how you want to do it. What do you think, Clark?
In that statement, did it say, because I heard her say something about she didn't want anything to mess up the case because from everything that she has to say, if she says it to the public, then it could jeopardize. I don't know. She's been advised not to say anything. I don't know because I don't know how I would react. I doubt, I mean, I sure as heck would not be on YouTube saying anything to any YouTubers. But I mean, if I was a mother, I mean, I am a mother, but if it was my child, I sure as hell would be out looking for my child. And I'd be asking the father, where the hell is my kid? So I would not be quiet in that
No,
respect. But
I wouldn't be on social media. I mean, I would be
no.
like, relying on people to share the missing poster, independently. I wouldn't be messing with that. I'm serious. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be on
No.
YouTube.
I
Okay.
wouldn't either. We've
I
seen
just
what.
would.
No.
God, we'll never get over that. I wouldn't be on YouTube or anything. I mean, I would show my face on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I would, because I'd want them to see the distress in my face in case he was kidnapped and a kidnapper is seeing a mother, because a kidnapper has a bigger problem with the child they've kidnapped because now it's personal.
Right.
So I would definitely do that. And I mean, I would be in the community because a baby knows a mama's voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I would be yelling for my child. That's
Yeah, I
just
would
me.
definitely be pleading for my child and looking and questioning everyone. I mean, I'd be knocking on all the doors. I hate to, I just don't I mean, I don't know. You never know why he has the kids. I don't want to guess, but he had all 4 of them.
And I think him having the 4 children, her moving to DC is the reason she's not showing her face. She knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She doesn't want a social media and media dragging, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. And I hear what you're saying about, I mean, I don't think that they have a leg to stand on when you don't. I mean, that's like 101. You do not deny legal counsel. So, and I mean, I'll give them this. They were very open and brought it out like, okay, this is what happened. The detective's taken off the case and, the police chief's like done that far, but like, come on. The guy was like 11 years in the force.
Makes me wonder how many times he's done that before, and now there's going to be a plethora of appeals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anything he's investigated, they know that's what's going to happen. It's happened in the past. Why wouldn't it happen now?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I know.
What an idiot.
The statement went on to say she is reluctant to say more about the situation at the advice of legal counsel. She alluded to possible involvement in the legal case. No charges have been filed in Cody's disappearance, but his father, Corey Bigsby, is currently behind bars on child neglect charges that stem from the police department's investigation. Still,
okay, I'm not blaming the mom or the aunt. I do not think they're involved at all, and I'm not going to spread that rumor. Why do the mom and the aunt mention it too? We're going to get to it in a minute. They both
I'm just wondering if there were, I'm just wondering because the only thing I can think of is if there were any kind of issues with getting the kids. Why can't I think today? I can't think of more.
Oh, so you think maybe he already had like an attorney for like custody situation with the children?
Custody. I'm not sure where that was. I don't know, but I mean, because of the way that the aunt came across in her interview, there was issues. You could tell.
Mm-hmm. She's very coy and she's very cold with her statement. So someone has advised her to be very careful. So I'm going to give her some latitude there.
Yeah, there's another interview on like a YouTuber channel that people, had gotten, and she had calmed down and talked to them, but her thing was like, I'm not going to speak on this. Why isn't the mom here looking for their child? And so, and I'm not sure if it was an abandonment issue or something where she left the baby with him and left them with him, and he was like, the heck, because who leaves their kid alone? Who leaves two 2-year-old twins and a 4-year-old alone for hours on end?
Well, he was definitely overloaded with children, and no, I'm not giving him an escape route. I'm not saying I'm not holding him accountable. He definitely had his plate full. And so I think that's another reason she doesn't want to say anything, because she's afraid she's going to get blamed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, I had, 3 children in 30 months. They're all over the place. I wouldn't think to just say, I'm going to shut the door and go do my errands and come back. It just would have never occurred to me.
Rhoda Young.
Brett,
that's right, Jessica.
You made a great point there. Him being overloaded. I'm not sticking up for this man whatsoever. I'm not. But I can see where if he was so overloaded and this little boy was, a ball of energy and hard to handle, we see so many cases where it's rage that happens.
Yeah, or it could be just like Amy said. He's too lazy to put him in a car seat and take him with him. He's too lazy to hand him in the store.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then what happened was he got back from one of his escapades and he was gone. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Because like, why one child missing?
That's why I was asking the ages of all the kids, because maybe I was just thinking, with his age, maybe he talks, maybe his dad. I don't know. Maybe it's just an opinion and a theory, I guess, that maybe he's involved in drug dealing, and who knows? But that's why I was just interested in the ages of like kids talking. You know what I mean? Like you see that a lot. I mean, I don't know, but all I know is it's horrific.
It is. Amber,
It's
do we know
awful.
for certain she isn't doing anything? Maybe she is, and she isn't telling everyone what she's doing. Possibly. And really, in the climate we have right now with social media and the media and the way things get twisted, she might be doing the exact right thing by not saying anything, and she's working behind the scenes. Chris, thank you so much for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, we have some new people in here. We just discuss everything. So we're not accusing or anything like that. All we know is he's in jail for 7 counts of child neglect. She's not being very forthcoming, as in the mother. And nope, we don't know exactly why. We're just discussing different reasons why she may not be.
Community wants more answers. Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot telling City Council last night.
I want to start by thanking you all for not being a distraction throughout a very long and difficult investigation.
He says detectives are focused on getting it right.
The evidence about what likely occurred has been very clear. There's little about this that has been mysterious.
Corey Bigsby was transferred to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail in Portsmouth today. He'll be there until at least the end of the month, awaiting a bond appeal hearing. His attorney tells us that he's hopeful Bigsby will be released so he can assist in the search for his son. Live in the newsroom tonight, Brett Hall, 10 on your side.
Well, I mean, is he really going to assist? Do we really know what's going on there?
Yeah.
I
Did
mean,
you see? I wasn't able to see. I'm sorry. I wasn't able to see if there were, if it was him that admitted that he left the kids alone, or if there were reports.
that's what I want to know too. When I went through the very first clip, I said he's not going to tell him, "Oh yeah, I left him alone on January 2nd or whatever, and then I left him alone again on January 25th or whatever." I'm thinking that there had been reports already that had been disclosed to CPS. That's just what I'm going to assume. Why
And
would
then he admitted it.
Why would he admit that unless he's just agreeing with what was reported, or he was already being investigated by CPS? We don't know. It'd be a really dumb thing to say, "Oh yeah, I leave him alone all the time. Here's the specific dates I left him alone." I think that had already been reported. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What doesn't make sense to me is it's strange that the mother doesn't have some of the children, right? I hope to God that he's not the better parent of the two.
I
That's
know
alarming.
situations where the dads are. We all know that, so we know situations where the dads are the better parent.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And I think that the dads need to get a more fair shake. I mean, not this case, obviously, because Cody's not here. Yeah, where the dads need a more of a fair shake in the courts than just always giving, the children to the mom. I don't agree with that at all. Okay, so I understand, guys, that he said he admitted it. What I'm saying is, did he freely give that information as he's sitting there and say, "Hey, guys, I think you need to know I've left my kids alone several times. Here's the dates." Or did they say, "We have a report you left your kids alone this day, this day, and this day"? And he said, "Yes, he did." So did he volunteer this information, or did they confront him with it and he said, "Yes, I did"? That's all I'm asking.
That's a great point, Brooks. That's very important.
So yeah, I get he admitted it. I want to know, and I'm not going to know because they're not going to tell us. Was he asked specifically, or did he just go in there and spill his guts? I don't know. So no, when I'm not denying that he told them. I'm wondering, and so we don't know because they don't tell us these things. Did they already have a report? That's my assumption. You know what happens when you assume, but okay, that's going to be my assumption. That he didn't just remember these dates and say, "Hey, I think I should tell you guys." I think there was already a report. That's what I'm thinking. I think they had already started talking to neighbors and they were like, "He leaves the kids alone." Because look at the timeline from when he calls and to when he, gets arrested. So sometime in there, by that time, they'd been talking to neighbors and everything. I don't know. That's just what I think. So now we get to his sister. She's very, very defensive. She's very combative. You guys, you tell me what you make out of Sissy. She's very protective of her brother. I'm going to tell you that right now.
We love him. We love him. That's like loving your own kid. He's a kid. He's a 4-year-old kid. Look at this. You see this? How you cannot love a kid? Huh? This is terrible. It really is. Everything breaks your heart.
Parents, neighbors, and the community compelled to scour the area in and around Buckrow Point Apartments, searching for any signs of Cody Bigsby.
It is now day 4 of the search for the 4-year-old little boy. News 3 was at the family's apartment on Rondelay Drive at noon today. The first to bring you this video of officers carrying bags of evidence out of the Bigsby home.
The boy's father is still being questioned as a person of interest in this case.
News 3 has never left the scene. Dave?
Now, let me tell you, all of those evidence bags, all of those officers, they're searching a very specific area. It's not adding up good at all, okay? It's not.
Night bringing you each new development in this heartbreaking case. And right now, Kurt Williams is live in Hampton leading our coverage with a team of News 3 reporters.
So Kurt brings up to speed. What is the very latest out there in Hampton?
Todd and Barbara, a lot of activity out here, new developments. You mentioned some of them, those bags of evidence seen coming from Cody's apartment. Our cameras were rolling and caught that. There was also an expanded timeline of when investigators want to hear from you as far as the last time you believe you may have seen Cody. And then there's also just a lot more activity out here as well. And we have what we call a mast cam. It's a camera attached to our mast. And if we can take that now, we can show you the big picture view. So we now also have more vehicles out here, more emergency response vehicles, more tents. So we have the Hampton Roads Communications Response Unit out here, the Hampton Roads Incident Management Team, the Chesapeake Fire Marshals, the Chesapeake Community Emergency Response Team. And I asked the folks from Chesapeake, were y'all asked to come out here? They said, no, we volunteered. So a lot to unpack of what's going out here. And of course, we have been bringing you team coverage. And once again, on this fourth day of searching for Cody, we have team coverage. We have News 3's Chelsea Donovan and News 3's Ellen Ice out here. We first want to go to Chelsea Donovan. And Chelsea, I walked back there and saw all the activity that was going on in front of Cody's apartments. And you were there when those bags of evidence started being hauled out of the house.
Yeah, Kurt, that happened just about 4 hours ago, and they're still doing that now. Actually, forensics teams just a few minutes ago left the scene with collection kits and bags of evidence. But take a look behind me. This is Corey and Cody's home. You can see the Hampton police officers have been posted up here now for about 4 hours as folks have been going in and out and collecting evidence all afternoon. Other things that they've been doing, though, here from the police department, they've been canvassing the neighborhood. Take a look at this flyer. This is really at pretty much every apartment here in the Buckrow Point community. You can see, do you know Cody, his father, or his siblings? Have you seen Cody or his father since Christmas? So that's that expanded timeline you were talking about, Kurt. Do you live in Buckrow Point apartments and have Ring doorbell or other surveillance cameras? Of course, they're asking now the FBI to get involved in this along with Hampton Police and all of these other agencies. Let's take you back to about noon when we were first on the scene showing you that video of those teams coming in. Also, these police going door to door asking these residents for help. Of course, what we saw is these forensic teams, they suited up with collection kits and paper bags in hand, searching inside the home that Cody shares with his siblings. Now, Hampton police would not confirm, they wouldn't tell me if the search warrants had been executed for probable cause or if Corey Bigsby gave his consent. Now, Corey, still voluntarily at the Hampton Police Department, he's answering those questions. His sister did tell me today, though, that he did retain a lawyer. She was actually out here just a few minutes ago. We caught up with her. I asked her several questions as where she thinks Cody is and if she thinks her brother is innocent. Take a look.
Okay, retained a lawyer is different than assigned a public defender. He actually has his own legal counsel, okay?
Listen to this interview.
There's nothing I can really say at this point. We've retained counsel, and if you want, you can direct your questions to him.
Do you believe that your brother is innocent? What can we say to have you defend him?
There's nothing I can say about that at this time. I think Cody is alive and well. We just need to find him.
When is the last time you saw Cody?
That is irrelevant, and I just told you.
Well, it's not irrelevant. She's very defensive. I think she helped brother get an attorney. I really do. I can't prove it. I just that's my opinion. I think she did. You think?
Yeah, she needs to wake up and smell the roses. Really. This is, yeah, she's already pissed me off and I've only watched her for 2 seconds.
They don't have evidence bags going in and out of the apartment if he's alive and well. I get wishful thinking. She needs to be putting heat on brother. Do you guys agree with me or not? Please tell me if I'm off track.
No, I agree. They obtained this lawyer. This is not a court-appointed lawyer.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're not off track, Brooks. You're on point, in my opinion.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't want to speak on that. If I knew where he is, I would have found him by now. So I don't know.
Go ask your brother.
Why would I not think he's alive? Why would anybody rule out?
Because your brother's in jail for 7 counts of child neglect and you had to get him an attorney.
The fact that he's alive.
I also asked her when is the last time she spoke or even saw Cody, and she refused to answer that. One of the things that she was very emphatic on, though, is where is Cody's mother and why isn't she here searching the ground and scouring this area like she is or all of these other agencies? She says that she resides in D.C., but said she had no idea where she was at this point. We'll continue to monitor things going here at the Bigsby home. For now, we're live in Hampton. Back to you.
It looks like big fat deflection is what I see.
I just think she doesn't want to answer any questions, and she's going to keep saying she thinks Cody's alive. She's protecting her brother. I think she's protecting her brother. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, why would, yeah, and her little statement, why don't you go ask the mom? Well, her mom wasn't the one with the kids. So, yeah, this.
That's why I think there's some backstory, because she's awful
Oh, yeah.
combative towards the mom, which, I mean,
she's protective of the brother. She'd rather blame the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Gaelic Girl I wrote it down, had a great comment about the mom. The mom might be out of sight, out of mind, out of the community, not saying much. They might have already told her, we're going to need you to testify against him.
That's why I'm saying, that's why she said anything I say is going to be something that needs to be said in court. So I need to keep my mouth shut.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, I didn't understand what you were saying. And then I saw the comment from Gaelic Girl, and I'm like, oh, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Duh. Like I said, it's been a bad week. Yeah.
No, I can't find my words this morning. So
she's going to have to testify against the dad. So yeah, it makes perfect sense that there is slim to nothing that the mom can say. Okay, so that makes sense. I'm off mom now.
Chelsea, thank you so much. Our team coverage now continues with News 3's Ellen Ice. And Ellen, you have the community response, and what have they been telling you as we are now in day 4 in the search for Cody?
Well, Kurt, they've told me that they're tired. They're wanting answers as to where Cody is and what possibly could have happened. Let's take a look at some video from earlier today. The command center has been busy today. Suffolk Fire and Rescue brought their mobile command center out. Police have also added more tents. They tell me they're preparing for the rain that's supposed to be moving in. And we've heard no official update from police today, no press conference, except a tweet that asked for Cody and Corey Bigsby's whereabouts going back to Christmas. And we saw search crews out by Belle Isle Marina going through the marsh and checking the surrounding area. People who are searching tell us they are tired and they want answers.
This boy has not been found. Now I want to keep my cool. This boy has not been found. And I hate to think the worst. That means we got to press the father more.
And we do know that the father is still at the police station and is answering questions, and he has retained counsel. Kurt, back to you.
Okay, again, that's before he was arrested. Okay, before he was arrested. Val has a really good point. What if the mom was a veteran and dealing with some psychological problems and not able to actively parent? It's a very good point. It's a very good point what our veterans go through. It's a very good point. I'm looking at this. She's going to have to testify against him one way or another. There had to have been some kind of falling out for him to have the 4 children, her to be in DC. The sister obviously has issues with her. You could tell. Mm-hmm. She's not happy with her sister-in-law. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going.
DC is not, I mean, I see this. DC is about 2.5 hours, almost. It's especially with traffic. It's not far, but it's not like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, and I mean, as a mother, I would have been there. I would have been
absolutely, there. Yeah.
Screaming for my child. Because like I said, babies know mama's voices. I'm not saying they don't know dad's. Not saying that. As far as her speaking to the media, what I'm saying is, or being on social media, if she has to testify against him, which I'm pretty sure she's going to have to, That kind of discredits her as a witness, and you don't want that. He's already got enough stuff stacked in his corner in his advantage right now, and we're going to get to that. First, you guys want to do Kevin's daily rant?
Let's do it.
Nope. He's
Bring it.
Muted. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm not me. I'm listening. Oh, bullshit. That always cracks me up. Anyway, my rant today is about spiders, not tweaker spiders, but real spiders. And I'll start off saying they freak me out, and I know there's tons of people out there that spiders are. I don't like spiders or mice, but like with spiders, a quick little backstory here. I had a friend that got bitten by a brown recluse, and she had to end up having skin grafts because when you get bit by one, it actually eats a hole in your leg or arm or wherever they bite you. And luckily, we don't have them here where I live. But spiders, seeing a spider, like in my room. It isn't scary. I mean, it's not scary. It's scary when it disappears. It's like, where'd you go? That absolutely freaks me out. Yeah, and then you look at a little teeny spider and it's like, they're a lot smaller than you, than compared to a human. So in my opinion, it's a grenade. It's a big thing to me. And then also spiders, for men, like for me, it's like spiders is like nature telling me you're a little girl, screaming. It's not that I run around and scream it with spiders. It's just that they are, they can turn a man into a girl quick. And the other thing is, like when a spider is on your wall or wherever, and you go to smack it, to kill it, and you miss it, and then you lose it. And then you're like, where in the hell did that spider go? And the bad thing about it is, it got a good look at me. It identified me. So, I'll be, you could be sleeping and that son of a bitch is going to come back, in my opinion. And it knows who I am. It knows where I live. The only thing you have to, fear with spiders is the fear itself. The moment when there's a spider on you, and then you suddenly turn into a black belt karate ninja warrior. It's trying to get the damn thing off of you. It's like you're doing karate moves. I mean, you can move faster than a ninja. And the other thing that I'll end this with is that this is for all the guys out there, okay? Spiders can make your girlfriend or wife scream louder than you'll ever be able to do. I think I know what people mean. I know what I mean by that. But anyway, that's my rant today about spiders.
That's an awesome rant, Kevin.
Yeah, spiders are, and how many is it that you swallow in your sleep over a lifetime? That's another thing that creeps the hell out of me.
I don't think I've ever
I could have
swallowed
lived my whole life.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. The average person, I think, swallows, I'm going to look it up, but I believe it's even over 5 of them that you swallow when your mouth is open and you're sleeping. You don't even know it. That creeps me out.
Thank goodness I have my house sprayed so often.
Oh, do you like spiders?
Actually, spiders don't scare me, and you would think they would.
Ugh.
When I was a little girl, I was bit by a brown recluse.
Oh, you were?
Uh-huh. And my parents didn't know like what was wrong. Like they thought like I had a chigger bite or something. Well, it got bigger and bigger and
Right.
bigger. And it didn't take very long. It wasn't like this went on for months or anything. So they took me to the doctor and they had to lance it out. And I still have a big scar. It looks like a chunk. And mind you, I'm not a little girl anymore. And
Now, I don't know if I don't know if it's true enough, but I think brown recluses pee on you, is
No,
what it is.
No, I'm not going to say what it was, but they had to take a lot out.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot to lance all that out.
Well, I'll tell you what, this will be the last thing I carry on about this, but I was milking cows during the time, and I got bit by a spider on my leg. I guess it was down in my rubber boots that I used to wear when I milked cows. And anyway, it caused blood poisoning. So I was in the shower, and I see this big-ass streak, red streak going up my leg, up my stomach. I'm like, oh, shit. So I tell my wife, so I go to the emergency room, right? And the lady comes in and she goes, we're going to have to give you a spider, like a venom, anti-venom type shot. She goes, do you want it in the IV or a shot? And I'm like, what? I said, well, just give me the shot because that's going to be quick. You know, I don't want to spend another damn hour in here on an IV thing. And another $500 probably. But I should have picked the IV. Let me tell you something. The shot had to be refrigerated. It was so thick. When they jabbed that needle into my hip area, you know, and I don't have much fat at all, okay? I'm 145 wet. And when they started pushing that medicine in, I grabbed my face. You could see like bruises, fingerprints on my face. It took so long to push it in, and it burnt so bad. So I guess the lesson is, if anybody gets bit by a spider, do not take the shot. Take the IV.
Take the IV. Thank you.
Yep.
Does Dr. Clark agree?
So that's what I have to say about spiders.
I had
There's
to
two
mute my
kinds.
mic
There's
because I
tweaker
was
spiders.
laughing too hard.
I know. Me, that's mine too.
And like I say, you turn into a ninja, a karate person when one gets on you. It's like, you know, I don't know, just spiders creep me out. They just do.
So-
I don't like them when I'm sleeping. They can drop from the ceiling, bite your ass, and go straight back up.
Yeah. I've always heard daddy longlegs were the most venomous spiders,
Yes.
but apparently
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
They can't
true.
bite you because their legs are too long.
Yeah, no, their fangs aren't
Oh.
are too short to puncture. But I think that's
Huh.
a myth. I think it's
Yeah,
just a myth.
I hope. Yeah, I hope it is a myth. Because I used to play with them when I was a kid. Daddy long legs.
My thing about them has always been when you walk out the door and there's a web and you walk through it and it's like,
Ooh.
now where's the spider?
That's where
Or
you
if you're
become a
doing-
ninja.
Yep. Or if you're
That's
doing
what I'm
plumbing work in a crawl space and there's nothing but black widow cobwebs
Yep.
everywhere. It is so creepy. Oh. Colorado has them. Brown recluses, black widows. But not where I live in Michigan. We don't have none of that shit.
Oh, we have them for sure.
Yeah. Where in Virginia?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
they have them here too, and that's why we get exterminated. It doesn't get cold enough here to kill off all the bugs, so we have to
They're
have
act-
exterminators.
They're actually a fiddler spider, right? A brown recluse is a fiddler spider.
I don't know. Somebody asked in here, I think it was Good Grandma. She said, "Did your flesh turn?" I don't remember that so much. I just know it didn't take too long from it to go from what my parents thought was a bug bite to having to have that dug out. But it was very painful. Very.
Yeah,
painful.
the girl that I knew, it literally ate a hole through almost her leg. It was bad.
They do.
They had to take skin off of her rear end to put it on her leg. Yeah, it was bad. But
I'm
anyway.
just not sleeping anymore. That's all there is to it.
I'm gonna find that thing of how many spiders you swallow in your lifetime.
Oh, I can't
I've
wait
already
to
looked
see
it up
that.
once, but I can't remember exactly the number. But that is, oh, the thought of that.
My goodness.
Now you're going to have everybody sleeping in a mask, Kevin.
There you go. We won't have to worry about COVID, I guess.
Or spiders. All right, so I'm going to get to, now this is back to the show. Thank you for the spider rant, Kevin. That was awesome. Holly Beans just said up to 20, Kevin. Wow. All right, so this is, and I'm going to start winding down the show. This is legal experts are weighing in on what could be a huge technicality in what the detective did. As far as the judges recusing themselves, I can't figure that out, and I think more is going to come out over probably the next week, I'm hoping. So let's watch.
Well, first and foremost, we know that police say they will continue searching for little Cody. Meanwhile, a lawyer and a law professor that I talked to today say they believe the case with the father will continue, but that it will be more challenging.
I was very surprised to see the Hampton police chief come out and admit that his detective had made a mistake in the interview.
Yesterday, Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot revealed that Cody's father, Corey Bigsby, was given a polygraph test, then asked for a lawyer twice, but that did not happen.
My assessment is that his desires should have been honored.
Good for this police chief. You know, for him to side with the law over protecting this detective is like almost unheard of. It's like almost unheard of. And for him to step out like that and say his detective really did the wrong thing. This is not something we see every day, not gonna lie.
They weren't.
That's the part that we all know, right, from watching Law and Order and other shows. If you ask for an attorney, you get one. And so all questioning should have stopped at that point in time.
Regent Law Professor Dave Vallone says any statement Bigsby gave after that will likely be thrown out. And
the other thing that potentially could be excluded is any evidence that they come upon as a result of his statements. So that's sometimes called the fruit of the poisonous tree.
lawyer Kristen Paulding says the defense attorney can even argue to have anything Bigsby said before asking for a lawyer thrown out.
He's going to go through it piece by piece.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of. He asked for a lawyer twice, from what the chief of police said. He wasn't given a lawyer. They can even throw out what he said before. This is very, very hurtful to Cody.
To see, did the police department follow everything to the letter of the law from the moment my client came in the door? Because obviously, if they didn't, then maybe he wants to try to exclude those earlier statements too.
Legal experts say it must be crystal clear that you want a lawyer, and they say you should ask for one right away.
You almost have to say, yes, I want a lawyer, or I will not talk to you until my lawyer is present. Any kind of wavering, maybe I want a lawyer, should I get a lawyer? Can you bring one here later? That's not going to work.
And though these legal experts haven't watched the videos, they suspect Bigsby did make it clear.
Based on the fact that the police department's come out this quickly by saying there were some mistakes made, he must have very clearly requested an attorney.
Do you guys think that when the sister got him an attorney, they went through the interview tapes and they clearly saw he was asking for an attorney? The attorney put the pressure on the chief of police, and that's why this happened.
What I find interesting with that is if that happened, that is absolutely a violation of your rights. But why is he still in jail?
Because they have to set a new bond hearing.
Hmm.
You don't just get to walk out. I mean, there's still a process.
Right. I don't think it's going to pan out for him in the end, period. I just don't. Um, I'm not going to sit here and give opinions about your rights and all that because I'm not a dang lawyer, but I think it's going to be a while for this man gets out of jail. I just do.
Well, he's getting a new bond hearing because they refused bond. Then the attorney, who I'm assuming looked up the tapes of him being questioned, or maybe he told him, I don't know. Hey, I asked for an attorney twice and they wouldn't let me have one. I mean, the chief of police is standing. I'm not saying he's defending him. There's some kind of evidence that he asked for an attorney and didn't get one. So, I mean, they don't want those tapes going public. It's just, they don't. As far as if he's involved with Cody's disappearance, that's a totally separate charge. But what he's in jail for right now, he can definitely get a bond on. And I have a feeling he'll get bonded out.
That's okay. He's not going anywhere. Wherever, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, they can go snatch him if he runs from anywhere he's at. When the times do, if that does happen, but I don't know. I would hate to see a technicality like this.
But remember, it's just on child neglect, but that's bad enough. There's no charges right now on Cody. If the charges were for Cody, I'd really be having a shit fit right now. This is on child neglect, which is terrible, and it's bad enough, but he wasn't going to spend life in jail for this anyway. All right? He's not. It's child neglect. We know how the system is. So, I mean, I think the judge is going to give him a bond. I do. Especially with this. Judges are recusing themselves. The chief of police himself is saying that the detective didn't do the right thing. Obviously, the technicality isn't strong enough, even though it's a constitutional right. That kind of blows my mind that they haven't just dropped all the charges. So we'll see what happens and how high the bond is when they set it.
But Valoni believes the case will move forward.
I believe that they will be able to seek justice without too many complications.
Meanwhile, the Commonwealth's attorney and the defense attorney will be reviewing the many hours of video. Live in Hampton, Angela Bohan, News 3.
Okay, so the attorney, she said they will be reviewing. Doesn't mean they hadn't already seen something, but they're going to continue to review it. So he definitely has a private attorney because no public defender is going to put themselves through all that. I'm sorry, they're not. They're just not. They don't like to be volunteered for that position. They just don't want to do it. So, hey, Clark, do we know when the bond hearing is? I know he won the appeal to get a bond hearing.
Yeah, I don't have the date. I'm sorry. Maybe someone in chat does. Yeah.
I couldn't find it either. Thomas, you're exactly right. If he gets out on bond, he'll probably be monitored. He'll be monitored. He will. Because he is a flight risk. He's gone AWOL before, and let's face it, he's got a lot of heat on him. He's got places he can go. Yeah, he'll be heavily monitored. Yep. Thank you, Chris. Heart, 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 Cody. Blow it up for Cody. Melanie, but the AWOL will be used as a good argument for no bail. Judges don't like runners. That was the excuse the first time. But with this technicality, the detective on being put on leave, judges recusing themselves, the judge that steps in, I think is going to feel a lot of public pressure for a lot of reasons. For the misconduct is one, and I think they're going to put a bond. If they do a cash bail, that's going to be really difficult because they seem to set those high, and it's a lot of money to come up with. Also, still got to pay the lawyer. So if it's a bond, it's a different story. So we'll see, because I do see they're specifically asking for bond, which is totally different than bail.
Yep. In my opinion, if he gets a bond, it's going to be outrageous. The money amount.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. I don't think this man's ever going to walk out of jail for a long time, but that's my opinion.
Well, if it's a bond instead of a cash bail, because like I said, we're just speculating because nothing's happened. He can get $10,000 per count. So that's $70,000. So for bond, a bondsman would do it for $7,000.
Yep, 10%.
So we'll see. We will see. We'll see. Or like I said, with the public pressure and the misdeeds of the detective and the judges recusing themselves, they might decide to be very, very fair and then just heavily monitor him. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to find out. And we are definitely going to update everybody when it happens. Amber, thank you for being here. I've been loving your comments today. The group surrounding this case will put up a large cash sum. I was wondering. I did not know where the money would come from, but yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. So if he's given a bond, cash bail, I think, is really going to come back on that judge. I really do. If he's given a bond, I think he'll walk out, not on his own recognizance, or he'll be monitored. And I agree, Mama Kay. That's a rookie mistake. It's either a rookie mistake or a seasoned detective that's done it before and got away with it. So I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, I just think if they set a bond, I don't know. What do you think, Clark?
Yeah, definitely. Well, so the detective was 11 years on the job, so he wasn't a rookie unless he gave it to someone else to do, but I doubt it. He's the one that's gone. I think it was shady. And as they originally tried to get him in for those charges, the neglect charges, and then just stack charges once hopefully they'll find him. But I think they're going to have to totally try these two things separately, so that they don't have an issue with any thing being thrown out because of him asking for a lawyer and not getting it.
Well, and I'm looking at it this way. I was just, we were listening to the clip a little bit ago, and the legal expert said, even before he asked for a lawyer, all of that can be thrown out now. So when he admitted to leaving the children alone, that can be thrown out the window now. It depends on how this judge is and how he rules his courtroom.
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to affect anything as far as the baby.
That's why I'm glad it's not associated with Cody per se.
Exactly.
It's with the neglect charges, which again are really, really bad. They're bad. But if they had already put charges on him for Cody, I would be 10 times more furious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to get him to do. Looking at chat, they wanted him to confess.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. It'd be great. Tell everybody where Cody's at and let's put this to rest. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to.
Yeah, and I heard
just well.
I saw something that it was after his lie detector that it got kind of heated and he asked for a lawyer. So they're not saying that he passed that lie detector.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I was gathering anyway. Well, Clark, my friend, I'm going to start closing this down.
Yeah.
Because it's been a great chat. We had a lot of new people in here that seem to be following the case, and I love that. I love when the missing children, not that they're missing, but that people are so engaged and involved. And thank you so much for all the research you've done on this case and the perspective you brought to it today. I know you're a really, really busy woman. That was awesome.
No problem. Thanks for.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. I'll talk to you in a few.
Bye.
Yes, you will. You know I'm always somewhere. All right, Kevin, we're going to start closing this down, my friend. We're going to send everybody off into their weekend, except for those that are going to join us in the members only chat.
All righty. Well, I hope everybody has a stellar day and a stellar weekend. May the creator of this universe shine upon your face. And remember, if you have kids, tell them you love them, give them a kiss, because you never know. And if you don't have any children, tell family members or member. If you don't have that, you just have pet, tell your pet. And if you don't have anybody, tell yourself you're loved, and you can show love.
You bet, buddy. We show it every morning in here, sometimes twice a day, in Discord, on the Facebook page, in the different groups and everything. We have a great community and lots of friends here. Best mods. The mod squad here is amazing. You guys are always welcoming. You encourage discussion. It's great. And for everybody that comes together every morning to advocate for missing children, you're doing God's work, whether you know it or not. And you cannot be appreciated enough. Thank you for everything you guys do. You have no idea how amazing it is. When the mainstream media won't touch it, it's only the local news, and then it filters away, but we're still talking about missing children every day. We keep it lighthearted. We do funny things. We make off-color jokes, things that, just to keep it light, because we know we're talking about very, very dark subjects. You guys come, you hang with us, we talk it out, we discuss different theories and what's going on. We're not police. We don't have the case file by any means. But as a community and as a group of friends, we can discuss it, agree to disagree, and continue on to another day. So thank you guys for everything you do, especially your support for missing children. And I'll see you in Discord. And if not, I'll see you at 1 o'clock Central Time. We have a really fun live coming up. See you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.